Yo, what's up, Aries? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of August 2018. So as you already know, this channel used to be an astrology channel, but I decided to change it to a tarot channel. And the reason that is because, well, there's actually a couple of different reasons. And the first being that the two new moon solar eclipses that are occurring this summer, July 2018 and August 2018, are undoubtedly reasons that are prompting me to do this. Now, second of all, I have something very important that I can bring to the tarot community. And, you know, I made a discovery with the tarot that really no other tarot readers have ever discovered before. So, and what I mean by that is my use of life path numbers in tarot readings. So, what I mean by that is tarot cards 1 through 9, 11, and 22 are people's life path numbers. So, you know, these are actual people who you can identify them through their life path numbers. And what I mean by that is the first card of the tarot is the Magician card. That's life path number 1. The second card is the High Priestess. That's life path number 2. The third card is the Empress. That's life path number 3. The fourth card is the Emperor, life path number 4. The fifth card, the Hierophant, life path number 5. The Lovers, life path number 6. The Chariot, life path number 7. Strength, life path number 8. The Hermit is life path number 9. Life path number 11 is Justice. And last but not least, life path number 22 is the Fool. So in some decks this card shows up as 0, other decks it shows up as 22. Now the Fool, the Fool is always going to be somebody who has a life path number 22. And, you know, you think about, like, people who have the life path number 22, they're like, well, I don't want to be the Fool. Well, it's not meant to be insulting. Like, the Fool is someone who is typically an artist of some sort. You can see that, you know, sometimes it's somebody who likes to travel. You can see that they have their travel bag with them. They want to go on an adventure. This is somebody who's very spontaneous. They're a free spirit. So the Fool is actually a very good card to have. I mean, the Fool is a very unique life path number. I mean, there really aren't that many people who have the life path number 22. So, you know, typically if you have the life path number 22 and you are the Fool, then you are a special type of person. So, with that being said, how do you get life path numbers? Well, this is how you do it. So, for example, if somebody was born on February 9th, 1979, then this is how you would get their life path number. So you do February, which is 2, plus the day, 9, which is 11. Then you add 1979, so it'd be plus 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 plus 9 is 21. Then 21 plus 7 is 28. And then 28 plus 9 is 37. And then you got 37, so you do 3 plus 7 is 10. And then you have 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. So that person, somebody with the date of birth February 9th, 1979, that person is the Magician, okay? Because their life path number is 1. You see the number 1 at the top of the card. So that's how you get a life path number. Now, the only life path numbers that you don't keep adding like the way I did are the Justice card. So if your life path number is Justice or the Fool, you don't keep adding. So, you know, Justice is life path number 11. So if you're adding like the way I just was and you get 11, then you don't keep adding. You stop at 11. That person's life path number is Justice. Okay, their life path number 11. And same with the Fool. So if you're, you know, adding the digits together and it comes to 22, you don't keep adding. That person's life path number is 22. They're the Fool. Okay, so that's my contribution to the tarot community, and I'm the one who made this discovery. So, if you see other tarot readers starting to use my idea, then just know where they got it from. They got it from me. But you can see actually the life path number 9 is, this is a reading for Aries, and I'm not saying all Aries have someone in their life who's the life path number 9, because that's very specific. So, but some of you do. So, if you are an Aries and you're wondering what your your partner's life path number is, or maybe if you're single and you're interested in knowing what your what the person of interest life path number is, you just take their date of birth, and if it numerologically adds to 9, then that's the Hermit. But that's very specific. So Aries, there's a lot of Aries, obviously, and not all of them are going to have someone with the life path number 9 in their life. And for those of you who don't, I'm going to explain to you what the Hermit card actually means in this reading. So I'm going to talk about the tarot. I'm going to talk a little bit about astrology. For those of you who followed my astrology channel for quite some time, I really appreciate it, and I hope that you'll continue to subscribe to this channel, because even though I'm changing it to a tarot channel, I feel that you're still going to get, a lot out of it. And like I said, I'm going to talk about some important astrology that mixes into your reading too. So it's not going to be all focused on astrology like it used to be. But if I feel that, there are important things that I need to add to your reading, then I will add them. But let's jump into your forecast, Aries, for the month of August 2018. So, right off the bat, we have the 6 of Swords, which is at the center of your reading. So you can see that right there. And, Aries, this is a card that is about moving on. So it's being crossed by the 5 of Swords. And what that means is, some of you might be reluctant to be, basically you're not open to change. So some of you might be dealing with a situation in your life where you really should move on from it, but for some reason you feel kind of stuck. So the best thing you can do, Aries, is to recognize where you do need to move on in your life. And, for some of you, this might have to do with your personal life. So maybe a relationship of some sort. Or, if you're single, maybe you've been chasing someone down who, they just don't reciprocate. And, for others of you, maybe this has to do with your professional life. It's like maybe your professional life is, the 5 of Swords would suggest too full of conflict. So, maybe some of you do have a professional life that's, a bit conflicted. I'm not saying that's for all of you, but some of you might. Now, the 5 of Swords, that's your challenge card for the month of August 2018. So that's your challenge. And, for some of you, this would suggest betrayal. So it's maybe some of you are betraying somebody, or, potentially, somebody might be betraying you. So it could be either or. And, some of you might be with this situation, it's okay, well, if I'm going to lose, then I want everyone to lose. So that's what the 5 of Swords would suggest, Aries. That, if you do feel like you have to lose something or somebody, then you might be okay, well, if I have to lose, then everyone's going to lose. And that might be your attitude. And, that might not be the best attitude to have. But, fate is fate. So eventually everything is going to, come out in the end the way it's supposed to. Just naturally. But, you do have the 9 of Pentacles at the top of your reading. Right there. And the 9 of Pentacles is a really great card to have at the top of your reading, because it suggests that, whatever you're earning in your life, that's all you. You're doing it yourself. And, that goes to show that you do have a really great work ethic. Now, at the bottom of your reading here, you have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm not saying that all of you have, family, money that's an issue. Maybe it's money and family combined that's, kind of a problem. Like, how is your money and your family combined together, and how is that maybe causing some kind of complication in your life, because it's in the reverse. So you can see that, that for some of you, that might be somewhat of a complication. I'm not really saying that's, accurate for all of you, but for some of you, yes. And it's interesting. It's like you have the 9 of Pentacles in the upright, which is great at the top of your reading, but then you have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of your reading, and that's not so great. So, I mean, this is where I'm going to tie the astrology into it a little bit. It's like Uranus, not long ago, entered your sector of money and income. So you can see, like, Uranus is very unpredictable. It's very, like, you never know what's going to happen with Uranus. And with it now being in your sector of money, you can kind of see, like, well, like, which is it? Do I have, am I doing great? Do I have the money? Is there a problem with the money? So, like, kind of like goes back and forth. And, that's the influence of Uranus. And, Uranus is eventually going to, it's going to retrograde back into your sign on November 6th, because it's going to start retrograding on August 7th. And it's going to start retrograding in your sector of income, and then it'll eventually retrograde back into your sign on November 6th. But then eventually it's going to move forward again eventually next year. And, eventually it'll move forward again into your sector of income, where it's going to be for a long time, Aries. It's going to be in your sector of income until Uranus is going to be in your sector of income until 2026. That's a long time. So, this doesn't just have to do with your money. This has to do with the area of where you earn your income too. So just know that, things might get a little bit unpredictable in that aspect of your life. And, for others of you, this might be more about like Uranus has to do with technology too. So, a lot of you might like start integrating technology more into what you do to earn your money, between now and 2026. That's really going to become more prevalent in your life. And, you might not really be seeing much of that yet, because, this is a long transit. I mean, this is an epic transit, Aries, with this Uranus transit in your sector of income. And it's also going to bring a lot of innovation, Uranus being in that area. It's going to bring, like, you're going to be more innovative in the area of where you earn your money than ever before. And I really think that's a great thing for you, Aries, and something that you should be really excited about. So let's get back to the tarot here. So we have the King of Wands, which is obviously you for some of you. This could be you, or it could be somebody in your life. So if you're, if you have a fire sign in your life, maybe like a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in your life, then that could be that person. So, some of you might, especially like if you're single, maybe a fire sign might be good for you, Aries. Because I'm kind of seeing, with this reading, I'm seeing some difficulty with an air sign. So who's an air sign in your life, Aries? Could be a Gemini, could be a Libra, could be an Aquarius. One of those 3 signs. And this would be suggested by the King of Swords in reverse. And, that's what's interesting about the tarot. It's like, if you're not familiar with tarot, the gender of the card does not matter. It's the suit of the card that matters. So, these suits are people. So this is, an air sign in your life, whether it's a man or a woman. You might, because the card's upside down, you might be having some difficulty with that air sign, which is maybe why a fire sign would be a better option for some of you. So don't rule this fire sign person out. Now, if this is you, then you can see that you are, because Aries is a fire sign, so that could be you, whether you're a man or a woman. This is you facing away from all this bullshit. So see right here. So, this is the conflict. This is this, the swords can be difficult. So, and especially if you're dealing with an air sign, because the element of air is the swords, is represented by the swords. So, if you are an Aries that's dealing with a difficult air sign person, this might be you turning your back. See how your back is turned to this situation. So that's definitely for some of you. Now, for others of you, this this is the Five of Wands in reverse. So this in reverse would suggest that some of you might have an increased focus on your goals, and that might be a way for you to distract yourself from, any nonsense that you're dealing with. So, whatever you are focusing on, goal-wise is a good way to get your mind off of any other, difficult situation that, I'm not saying all of you, some of you might be dealing with an air sign where it's a difficult situation, and the increased focus on your goals with the, Five of Wands in the reverse, that might be a good way for you to take your mind off this situation. Now, you have the Ace of Cups in your area, this area where the Ace of Cups showed up. This is kind of how, like, society perceives you, or it could be the influence that you have on society. So, this is going to mean different things for each of you. So for some of you, this Ace of Cups in the reverse, this could mean that society, the people could potentially see that, whatever's happening in your love life, it might not be reciprocated, and they might be able to see that. That could be visible to society. Like, maybe they just see what's happening between you and someone you're, like if you're interested in somebody, maybe they see that it's not being reciprocated. Like if you're single and interested in somebody, maybe they see that it's not being reciprocated, whoever you're interested in. So, my advice to you is go, like, find somebody who's going to reciprocate, Aries. Like, don't stay stuck on people who don't appreciate you and value you for who you are. Like, I mean, you're a great person. You're a leader. The King of Wands is, a visionary. It's a leader. You're, Aries, you're a natural leader. Like, that's who you are in the zodiac. So, if someone's not reciprocating in your life, then you should try to find someone else who appreciates you. Now, there was two cards that came out for your hopes and fears. So you have the Knight of Swords and the Hermit in the reverse. And this is going to mean different things for each of you. So, obviously here we go again, more swords. So air sign, once again, it's in your area of hopes. So this is your area of hopes and fears where these cards came out. So it's like you hope that things are going to work out with this person. You fear that they're not going to. That could potentially be the case for some of you. If you're dealing with an air sign. If this doesn't have to do with an air sign person in your life, then this Knight of Swords has to do with communication. So, you could be hoping that you're an effective communicator. You feel that you won't be for some of you. The Hermit, very specifically, I mean, it's very specific to say that some Aries have someone who's the life path number 9 in their reading, but, some of you do. So if you have somebody in your life who's life path number 9, it's like you hope things work out with this person. You fear that they won't. I'm not going to stay on that too long because that's very specific. Not all Aries are going to have someone who's life path number 9 in their reading. Now, if this doesn't have to do with someone who's life path number 9, then, this is your fear of being by yourself. So, the Hermit is someone who, does their own thing a lot. They spend a lot of time doing their own thing. It's not, the Hermit is like someone whose life path number 9 is not meant to be like, it's not meant to be critical to that person. It's meant to be that this is someone who does, have a lot of moments in their life where they're doing their own thing. But, like I said, that's very specific with life path number 9. For majority of Aries, this has to do with you, like you don't want to be by yourself. And, maybe that is a fear of yours. Now, to finish off your reading, the outcome is the Moon card in reverse. And this is actually really good that this is in the reverse because this is a release of fear. So, if the Moon card was in the upright, then, you continue to have this fear potentially of something. But I think it's great because, you're going to finish off the month of August 2018 with a release of fear. So whatever nonsense you've been dealing with, you have the ability to release it. And, I feel like this is going to have a lot to do with, the choices that you can make Aries, because the new moon solar eclipse that's going to happen on August 11th, that has to do with, for some of you, that has to do with new love. For others of you, it has to do with new creativity. And I'm going to start talking about new love, and especially for you singles, I know I've been talking a lot about, difficulty with an air sign, but, if you're single, then, maybe an air sign or a fire sign would be a good option for you. So, you have, for fire signs, if you're single, maybe you want to look for a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries like yourself. Or if you're single, you want to go for a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius might be a good match for you. And, you might, look out for that following August 11th, because it's a new moon solar eclipse. That says something pretty substantial, about whoever's coming into your life, Aries. And if it doesn't have to do with love, then it might have to do with creativity. I'm going to jump back to the Ace of Cups in the reverse here. Sometimes that can indicate something about creativity, and there might be a delay. And that's interesting because, you think about Mercury retrograde in your sector of creativity and romance. And, Mercury started retrograding on July 26th, and it won't move forward again until August 19th. So, there might be a delay with a new love interest. There might be complications with a current love interest. There might be misunderstandings with a current love interest. There might be a delay with a creative endeavor of some sort. But I think, things are going to start to make more sense once Mercury starts to move forward again on August 19th. And if you're single, it's not that you cannot enter into, a new love alliance with somebody while Mercury's retrograding. You might just have to jump through a few hoops to make it happen. And lastly, I want to talk about the full moon on August 26th, and it's in your sector of, for some of you, it has to do with letting go. For others of you, this has to do with your fascination with the esoteric arts. So what I'm doing right here, this is, tarot is one form of the esoteric arts. There's also astrology, numerology, and, for others of you, for those Aries who aren't really watching this video, this might have to do with, your spiritual, any other traditional spiritual subject you can think of. There might be a coming to fruition of some sort, or, you're just becoming more of a spiritual person, Aries, following that full moon that's going to happen on August 26th. But, for some of you, who really do need to move on from something, as indicated by the Six of Swords as the central energy of your reading, like you really should, because not only is the Six of Swords at the center of your reading, but the full moon where it's hitting on August 26th, that would suggest that, if you do need to let go of something, Aries, or if you do need to close the door on a chapter of your life, then that's going to be your best option to do so. But I hope that whoever's watching this video has been subscribing to my channel for astrology, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll continue to subscribe to my channel. And, for new viewers, if you like this, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm still writing daily astrology every day on Gregory Furlan Astrology, which is my handle for my Instagram. So check me out on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Make sure to follow me there. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.